From the minute your child is born, it changes your life. And you see your wife in a different light, man. I saw my baby born, and let me tell you something. What? I almost didn't make it. I was working the day my child was born, but thank God I was able to make it. And I'm not an asshole, okay? He came 2.5 weeks early. My wife, I'm working at the MGM Grand. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm performing with a comedian named Brad Garrett. You guys know who that is? Yeah. Everybody loves Raymond, right? Brad and I, over the years, have become friends. We work together in Vegas. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, everything is fine. I'm checking in with my wife. Thursday, right before I walk on stage, my wife calls me. She says, you need to come home. We're having a baby. I ran over to Mr. Brad Garrett. I said, Brad, I have to go, man. We're having a baby. And Brad Garrett goes, of course you are. You're Mexican. I go, you don't have to pay me for the days I'm not going to work. You're Jewish. And that's how friends treat each other. And I'll be honest with you, man, I can't wait to go back to a time in this country when we can all talk like that to each other. And at the end of the day, we're all Americans. He was very nice, Mr. Brad Garrett. He wrote me a check for the entire week. Then he wrote me another check and he put it in an envelope and he wrote baby on it. Yeah, he goes, that's for your baby. I said, thank you, Brad. I got to my wife at 3 o'clock in the morning. She was in labor, continued to be in labor for 26 more hours. I'm with you. I could have done the show. She wanted to have a natural childbirth. Don't do those. Every few minutes she'd hulk out at me, I'm gonna punch you in your face. I'm like, there's a man in there. At one point, she called me to her like the devil herself. She goes, come here, motherfucker. The nurse goes, she's talking to you. So I put my piece of pizza down. Let me tell you something, people. You do not know the physical strength of your wife until you meet her in labor. And she grabs your titty with the strength of 15 gorillas and shakes you. Finally, the doctor lady pulls me outside. She goes, we need to do something. I said, we? I go, I don't work here, lady. I'm scared. I came in here with a woman. There's a man in it. I go, look at my tit. She goes, we recommend an epidural. I said, we recommend an exorcism. Look, I don't know what epidurals are. And a lot of you fellas know this. They don't let you in there to see the epidural. They asked me to leave. That's weird to me, because I can watch my child come out, but I can't watch you do an epidural? What's an epidural? I don't think it's medicine at all, people. I think 3 priests come in the room. We had our baby. One of the best days of my life. My wife and I sat there together. My wife says, how did it go with Brad Garrett? I go, went great, he paid us. My wife goes, oh my God, that was nice. I go, yeah, it was real nice. I said, he gave us another check. I opened up the envelope, $25,000. I told my wife, I said, we can't keep this. She goes, oh, yeah, we can. She says, I'm a Virgo, and we're the keeper of all things money. So.
I grew up very stereotypically in Hong Kong. Like my real name is not even Jimmy. That's my English name. My real name is Man Xing. In Cantonese, Man Sing. It stands for 10,000 success. Yeah. I had very ambitious parents. And now I'm telling dick jokes and doing Tai Chi on stage, so. Jimmy was just kind of like an arbitrary English name that just sounded easy. And my dad, he named himself Richard. I was like, Dad, why'd you name yourself Richard? He was like, because I want to be rich. It makes so much sense. And then they named my older brother Roger after the James Bond actor Roger Moore. Yeah, but my brother hated that name. He was like, man, it makes me sound like an old white guy. So eventually he changed his own name to Roy. So now he sounds like an older white guy. And now his full name is Roy Roger, which is the oldest white guy to ever white. I was very good at math. That's a big Asian stereotype. I think there's some truth to that, not because of some weird genetic thing, just because our parents care so much more about mathematics and academics, right? You guys seen it? You guys seen those like Kumon learning centers in those strip malls, right? Right? Kumon learning centers, for you guys that don't know, are basically detention camps for young Asian children. You can tell that place is kind of fucked up by the look of its logo. Because it's supposed to be a smiley face, but it's not really smiling. It's just like, man. My parents were way too cheap to send me to Kumon. They got a different strategy. They never let me use a calculator until I turned 15, so I can work on my brain function. That's an old school Chinese strategy. You know, so when I turned 15, it was a very special occasion. It was basically my quinceañera. My dad just gave me a TI 83 plus. And he looked me in the eyes, and he was like, you're a woman now, okay? I know I make fun of my parents, but at the end of the day, I love them very much. I think we all do, right? But Asian people, we don't ever say I love you to each other. That's just not our thing. One time I got high and I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I just want to tell you, Mom, I love you. And you can hear her start like crying on the other side of the line. She was like, oh, Chimia, do you have a cancer? We just got different ways of showing love. Like when I see my grandmother, I don't give her a hug, I just give her a solid handshake. We're not about that hugging, and Asian grandmas, they're the best. You give her a handshake, she's like a vending machine. You give her a handshake, out comes a red envelope. And you gotta pretend you don't want that shit. You're like, no, please. Okay, thank you. That's just how we show love. My dad still calls me like 20 times a day just to check up on me. It's annoying, but I understand that's how he shows love. I was talking to my friend here, and he was like, oh, I haven't talked to my dad in 3 weeks. I'm like, what, is he in jail? He was like, no, I live with him. I just haven't talked to him in 3 weeks. I'm like, you do understand, if I don't call my dad back in 3 hours, he's gonna call 911. 911, what's your emergency? My son is dead. It's like, sir, is everything okay? Is your son dead? He's like, no, but he's dead to me. Okay, bye.
How full on is labor? Whoa. There's a guy up there going, is she gonna tell her birth story? Yep, so I'm one of those people who was lucky, very, very lucky, that when I had both of my children, I managed to have them in the bath without any drugs at all, okay? Because I'm a hero. No, that just happens to be my experience. I don't care how you have your kids, pull them out in here for all I care. Seriously, or even if you don't have or don't want to have kids, also fine with me. That just happens to be my experience, okay? But what I find interesting is, by all accounts, doing it that way is natural. Yeah. Being split from to breakfast and feeling all of it, natural. Yeah, the most natural thing you will ever do, love. It's what the woman's body was built to do. It's why the woman is here, because that is natural. And I'm like, oh, is it though? Is it? Because I think if that is the most natural thing I will ever do, then everything else I do in my day should dislocate my hips and make my explode. Hello, can I please have a soy flat white? Oh, I slipped on that. And I will not clean it up, it is natural. Well, get some extra stuff on Starbucks, I am not touching it. When my husband and I decided to have kids, well, that never happened. When we were shocked to shit both times to find out I was pregnant. Yeah. One thing we did decide on was to do calm birth. And with calm birth, you get to work with midwives. And I love midwives. And our midwife's name was Susan. And Susan was so excited to be a part of the natural birthing process. From the mama bear through the annals of the life and the history of the world, coming in through the water of the oceans, into the arms of the cub, into the mama bear lioness. What a dream this natural progression is. Everything the light touches is legs are tree trunks, the guttural experience of mother to child, crystals in orifices that no one can pronounce. Let's go into it. The moon is in the sky because you have a cervix. And I was like, sorry, Susan, is it? Yeah, hi. I'm about to vag shit a baby out of me. So if you could rein that the f***, that would be great. So after about 8 hours of me going, oh, this is a massive mistake. Everyone pack up your shit, we're going home. Susan going, And my husband just in the corner, confused.